Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Triple H has been making moves to make SmackDown entertaining for the past few weeks. However, the quality of the show has gone down lately, and it needs a fresh story to reignite fans' interest. Therefore, to create a shock factor, the game might be planning to break up a popular WWE faction on the Blue brand amid rising tensions among them. Legado del Fantasma might implode in the coming weeks. For the past few months, Santos Escobar has been lambasting and disrespecting Berto Humberto and Garza, Angel Garza, for their repeated losses. Things took an interesting turn on SmackDown last week when Berto shoved Escobar and walked away when the latter once again tried to reprimand him after his loss. It was a signal that cracks had started to form within the faction. Moreover, Angel Garza has also shown signs of frustration with how Santos Escobar has been treating them for the last few months. If Berto decides to walk away, Garza is likely to follow suit. There is a strong possibility that Triple H may have decided to break up Legado del Fantasma. Such an angle could add a new layer to the faction's history in WWE. Besides, Garza and Berto are extremely talented stars, and detaching themselves from Legado del Fantasma would open new doors for them on SmackDown. This way, WWE could also introduce a new story for Santos Escobar by likely pushing him on a singles route. While it is an intriguing possibility, only time will tell what the Triple H-led creative has planned for this growing story on SmackDown. If Los Garza, Berto, and Angel decides to part ways with Santos Escobar, it would put a huge question mark on their future. While they are an incredible tag team, they have yet to do anything significant on the roster. As a result, Triple H might once again put them in a faction, but in a new one. The game could decide to make a babyface group with Humberto, Angel Garza, and Andrade. The latter has been spotted having various confrontations with the two Legado del Fantasma stars over the past few months. It was a subtle hint that Andrade was interested in working with both stars. Additionally, the former United States champion's words somewhere became the catalyst for Berto's outburst against Santos Escobar last week. Therefore, there is a huge possibility that Triple H could pair Andrade with Los Garza. It could be a solid trio on SmackDown and would be enough to carry the mid-card division. Moreover, such a decision could also be a new beginning for Andrade, who seems to have been lost in the shuffle on the Blue brand for a while. Well, it eventually depends on what Triple H has in store. The WWE Universe thrives on unpredictability. From shocking returns to brutal betrayals, few things keep fans on the edge of their seats more than the disintegration of a dominant faction. Now, as tensions simmer on SmackDown, rumors swirl around the backstage corridors and online forums alike. Could WWE's chief content officer, Triple H, be planning to break up one of the company's top factions? As the man behind WWE's creative engine, Triple H has proven time and again that he's not afraid to shake things up. Under his guidance, SmackDown has returned to being must-see television, where storylines blend long-term build with pulse-pounding weekly developments. And in the ever-volatile world of factions, stability is often the calm before a storm. Though WWE boasts several prominent factions, the one that's been catching everyone's eye lately, for all the wrong reasons, is the Bloodline. Once the most dominant force in WWE, led by Roman Reigns, the group now stands on increasingly shaky ground. With Roman taking more of a backseat schedule, younger members like Silvio Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, and most recently Tama Tonga have taken the reins, quite literally, leaving a power vacuum and simmering resentment in their wake. The recent addition of Jacob Fatu into the faction only amplified the combustible nature of the group. Jacob's raw intensity and explosive in-ring style have threatened to overshadow Solo, who's tried to establish himself as the new tribal leader. Jimmy, caught in the middle of this chaos, has shown visible frustration and moments of reluctance, often acting as a peacekeeper, but even that role is starting to wear thin. Triple H, a student of the game and a veteran of faction warfare himself from his days with D-Generation X and Evolution, knows exactly how and when to pull the plug. The writing on the wall is getting bolder. A breakup could be imminent. Triple H's booking has often leaned on realism, highlighting interpersonal conflict, loyalty, betrayal, and the human emotions that lie beneath the surface of larger-than-life personas. If Triple H is indeed planning to dismantle the bloodline, it's unlikely to be a single act. Instead, we may be witnessing a slow-burning disintegration designed to elevate multiple stars in the fallout. Imagine Solo Sikoa finally snapping under the pressure of being seen as Roman's shadow, taking a brutal steel chair to Jimmy's back in a moment of fury. Tama Tonga, always a wild card, sides with Jacob Fatu, challenging Solo's leadership. What follows isn't just the end of a faction, it's the birth of new rivalries, new identities, and the next evolution of SmackDown's top-tier talent. Timing is everything. With Roman Reigns absent and WrestleMania 41 on the horizon, Triple H may be planting the seeds for a fresh main event scene. WWE needs new top guys. And what better way to create them than by shattering what remains of the most dominant group in recent memory? Elevating new leaders. Solo Sikoa has shown potential as a heel single star. Breaking him off could allow WWE to build him as a ruthless force, possibly the new tribal chief in his own right, or a tyrant who believes he deserves the crown more than anyone else. Fresh feuds. Internal warfare means fresh matchups. Jimmy versus Solo. Tama Tonga versus Jacob Fatu. A civil war within the bloodline could headline multiple SmackDowns and even a PPV or two. These are money matches rooted in deep storytelling. Reinventing the group. Not all breakups are final. Triple H could splinter the group only to rebuild it with a more refined purpose, maybe even with a returning Roman Reigns taking back control and weeding out the traitors. Creating a new superfaction. With the current rosters of SmackDown and Raw loaded with talent, there's always the possibility of breaking one group to forge another. Imagine Solo joining forces with other frustrated stars like Braun Breaker or Grayson Waller, creating a hybrid faction of next-gen dominators. WWE walks a delicate line between fan service and business strategy. Many fans are still deeply invested in the Bloodline storyline. The rise of Roman Reigns to God mode was one of the best long-term stories in modern WWE. However, fans are also craving progression. Prolonging the Bloodline saga without direction risks turning an epic into a melodrama. Triple H is aware of this. The WWE creative team has slowly begun teasing miscommunications, hostile stares, and walkouts, classic signs that change is near. But it's not just the Bloodline that's under the microscope. There are whispers of tension in other groups too. Damage CTRL has seen infighting between Bayley and Io Sky. Even Judgment Day, while still going strong, has experienced flashes of tension between Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Could this be part of a larger narrative strategy? Triple H might be orchestrating a faction collapse arc across both brands, leading to a reinvention period post-SummerSlam, clearing space for rising stars and NXT call-ups. Of course, breaking up a faction like the Bloodline comes with risk. Factions offer a safety net for characters who might not yet be over on their own. Jimmy Uso, for example, has charisma but may struggle to carry a singles feud without the right opponent or story. Similarly, without Roman's aura, can Solo Sikoa carry a segment on the mic? This is where Triple H's skill as a storyteller is crucial. A successful breakup must not only create drama, it must also set up logical next steps. Think Seth Rollins betraying the Shield. That breakup launched all three members into stardom. Triple H has the blueprint. The only question is, does the current roster have the legs to follow it? As SmackDown barrels toward Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, and eventually WrestleMania 41, the pieces are moving faster. Every backstage segment, every stare down, and every slight misstep could be intentional. Triple H is weaving a web, and if you watch closely, the pattern is becoming clearer. The house that Roman built is about to crumble. Whether it's the Bloodline or another top faction like Damage CTRL, a high-profile breakup seems inevitable. And Triple H has the experience, vision, and ruthlessness to execute it with devastating effectiveness. If Triple H truly is planning to break up a top faction on SmackDown, it's not just about ending something, it's about beginning something even bigger. Faction warfare has always been the heart of WWE's most explosive eras. As tensions rise, allegiances shift, and egos collide, one thing is certain, the game is changing.